Hi all, it's Karen and
What up?
uh-oh.
I don't
Here
know what we're doing.
here for Karen and Bluto's
I don't want
another
to.
review
One
channel.
was enough.
Another movie review. Yeah, this one wasn't that great either.
It's pretty
Um
bad when this is worse than one or the other one we did. What part is this? Five? Six?
this is I think the fifth one that came out.
And what was the one we just did?
The sixth one. So if you watched
Okay.
our last review, we did Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. This one
Yay.
is Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones. From 2014. It's rated R, hour and 24 minutes, probably the longest hour and 24 minutes of my life. Basically, kind of just watch this one and the previous one just because I hadn't seen them. I had seen the other ones, and I was just, as I said, if you want to watch the last one for shits and giggles, that's probably about the only reason I watched this one and the other one, just to kind of see what's going on. And I have on here, it's a spin-off of the Paranormal Activity series, but I don't think it's
Oh, jeez.
really a spin-off just because of some things that happen in it. But
Spin off.
if you've seen any of the Paranormal Activity movies, you know
Then I feel sad for you.
they're basically always done with the filming via a camera as the point of view with everything.
Yeah, I'm
So,
listening.
basically, this starts out a recording at a high school graduation in Oxnard, California. On
Oxnard.
I guess that's what it's called on
That's funny.
June 12th, 2012. Jesse, who's one of our main characters,
Too
is
many
giving a
dates.
graduation speech. Then they show him taking pictures with his friends and his family, and then there's a family gathering back
Yawn.
afterwards
Blah. Snore.
but like back at their little apartment complex, and there's a weird neighbor that lives there that they kind of
Is this the one where
reference.
everybody's annoying?
Which one would that be?
Isn't it this one?
Oh,
There's no hot chicks in this, is there?
not that I remember. I actually get confused on the one part who a couple of the chicks are.
Okay, well, I'll be interested in hearing how you explain it.
Yeah. So it goes out later that they're out and about filming. They get confronted by some hooligan gang member guys and take off
Hooligan.
running. Hooligans.
Okay.
Then it shows them later sitting in the laundry basket, riding it down the steps. You know, stuff that a
I'm
bunch of
Johnny
18
Knoxville.
years.
Welcome to Jackass.
Um, then they discuss this one weird neighbor that lives downstairs from Jesse. There's yelling from that place,
Oh,
and
I
at
remember this
one
one.
point,
This is one with the fat naked chick.
yeah, at another point, then after all this yelling, somebody else they know named Oscar is leaving this person's apartment.
Oscar the Grouch.
So again, later they're in Jesse's apartment, and they hear all this yelling going on, and Jesse and his other I can't remember the other friend's name. I think he had
Seth.
said he had a GoPro, but it's a small camera, and
That's what those are.
they decide to stick it down the vent to kind of peer into this neighbor's apartment to see what's going on.
Wow.
And here there's this naked chick that comes through, and they're like, "Oh my God, there's a naked girl over there!" Da, da, da. And like
I like that part.
and then the neighbor's doing all these weird ritual
You
things.
get full frontal.
Yeah, yeah, but the neighbor's also naked too, which isn't. They're like, "Oh God, no!" So
She has a fuzzy friend.
later they are down in the laundry room discussing, is our neighbor a witch? What's going on with everything? So eventually later, oh, Anna, this is Anna.
Anna Anna.
Anna is the neighbor's name.
We thought Frozen now.
Yeah. So
Anna.
Jesse and a couple of his friends convince one of the other kids in the building to go knock on her door, and here Anna shows up and gets caught and well, no, the kid's mom starts yelling at them for like daring him to go knock on the door and everything. And
Wow.
Anna shows up and kind of just gives them dirty looks.
Anna shows up.
Then eventually later, there's all this random stuff going on. As I put, there's cops and helicopters circling overhead and
Yep. Random
everything.
stuff.
And
Half hour later.
the cops are chasing somebody, and they're telling people to get back inside, mind your own business. And then they're talking about a body being found in Anna's apartment.
So let's go hang out there and
And
videotape.
eventually they find out Anna was killed. And they're wondering, I can't remember if they run into Oscar or if they're questioning if Oscar murdered her
Don't they bump
because
into somebody when they break in?
later, yeah, but they didn't break into the apartment
Oh,
yet.
sorry.
So
Spoilers.
they're kind of wondering like who did it, and I think wondering if it's this Oscar person they know. So
Oscar.
eventually they decide to go and investigate Anna's apartment and see. They can't get in the other in a regular way, so they find a ladder and climb in through a window in the back. Um, they find very odd things in there, and they also find a nursery that's set up, which confuses them because they didn't think Anna had any children or anything or
It was a doll.
grandchildren. So eventually they find her journal, which is filled with all this stuff about I think they figure out it's rituals or something like that.
Is it a journal or a ritual?
Um it's a journal with all these rituals in it. They
Oh,
also find a bunch of medical supplies and VHS tapes.
I remember
Well,
them.
then here in the middle of all this too, Oscar's brother shows up. I can't remember his name, and he basically is saying, "Well,
Tully.
my brother is innocent." He's just basically like, "What are you guys doing here? My brother didn't do anything. You need to get out of here." You know,
Grover.
we're over.
Grover's his brother. Oscar and
So,
Grover.
later on, Jesse's talking about this dream he had,
About Freddy.
and here Jesse all of a sudden has a bite mark on his arm that he doesn't know where he got it from. It's very weird.
What is that?
Oh, my damn Apple software stuff is
We
saying it
good?
needs updated.
You didn't screw up, did you?
Yeah, we're still rolling.
Sorry, that distracted me.
So eventually they end up looking at the journal they took. They build a door and it's saying about something with this journal, you can build a door to lead to an unholy place.
Like your computer.
Yeah. Um, then it shows them later they're playing Simon Says, but here when Jesse's trying to play it, it's not playing the way
Oh,
it
I remember that.
should. And here basically they start using this Simon game. I said Simon Says, but the
Do you have
Simon
one?
game, I don't know if I still have one or
You should get
not.
one. We'll make videos like this.
And here it's through the Simon, this spirit or whatever is it's like using red for no and green for yes, I think it is, or something like that. And they're like, "Oh my god, this is so cool, oh yeah, this is awesome."
Really?
There's something about them playing basketball and they get confronted, so they go and talk to the Simon again.
Blah, 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 blah.
Next day, Jesse starts showing his friend this trick where he falls backwards, but he doesn't fall on the floor because something's holding him up.
Yep.
So they're filming it and doing it from different heights and everything. Well, then he's like, "Hey, buddy, why don't you do it?" Well, they don't help his friend. His
You knew
friend
that was
falls
coming. I knew that
flat
was
on
going
his
to happen.
ass because they're
That was
also
stupid.
discussing that they're going to post all this on YouTube. And then they're bitching about the negative comments or something. And then we go to another part where they
Why
crash
didn't you
a
just disable the comments?
yeah, set the comments that you have to review them.
Yep.
They go and crash some random party, end up hooking up with a couple chicks.
They get
Jesse,
turned on by going to a murder apartment.
yeah, they go back to Anna's apartment because they're like, "Oh, we can't go to my." Jesse's like, "I can't go to my place. My grandma's there."
She
So
probably won't hear him.
yeah, she was sleeping actually when they looked inside. But here, Jesse and the one girl are back in Anna's bedroom, and he leaves for a couple minutes, and stuff starts happening, and she gets freaked out, and then there's a trap door in the floor, and Oscar all of a sudden shows up out of it. Jesse comes back, the girl's gone, Oscar's not there.
I like how all that's in shot.
Yeah, it's like all in this. It's
Perfectly
like
framed.
perfect.
Even you couldn't film like that.
No, I couldn't be that damn lucky. Um,
Sorry, I distracted you.
Something about in the middle of all this, like Jesse eventually does see Oscar, sees the mark on Jesse's arm, and says, "Oh, she marked you too. They're going to get you. The only
Mark of
way,
the Witch.
the only way you're going to be able to save yourself is to kill yourself." And he says something about how he had to kill Anna to protect himself or some bullshit. Um,
Wow, you sound like you really
well, then
care.
eventually, they're outside at one point, and Oscar like commits suicide, like drops off a roof onto a.
Does he jump off a building?
I don't know. He just comes flying from out of nowhere and lands on the roof of a car.
That's confusing.
So I don't know if like he did it, if something else killed him.
The Jeepers Creepers monsters dropped them.
Next day they're reviewing the video and somebody's saying about Oscar's eyes. And then like Jesse starts experiencing all these things. They go back to Anna's apartment, do find the trap door. They go down looking, and here they find these pictures of Jesse from when he was a baby, and also Jesse's mom hanging with Anna.
She's hanging.
Yeah. Well, there was a
She hung
picture.
herself.
No, she
Oh.
died after Jesse was born.
Although you said hanging, you meant she's hanging.
Yeah.
Like,
And while Jesse's down there by himself. Well, while he's down there, he hears like somebody walking above him. So he gets out and hears somebody watches him leave. I guess he kind of goes and confronts his dad on some stuff, and they're like, "We don't talk about that." His grandmother's deeply
that's the
religious.
family secret.
Yeah.
The naughty secret.
They all then decide to go to Oscar's place to to kind of go through his stuff to try to figure out what's going on. And his brother, they're kind of talking because they find all this random stuff that was talking about these marked ones that are the oldest sons. You bored?
No, I'm cleaning.
And they look at Oscar's brother. They're like, "Well, he's not the oldest." And Oscar's brother goes, "No, he was the oldest. He's adopted."
More
So,
confusing crap.
basically, Jesse starts kind of doing all these weird things. He becomes very aggressive, starts tormenting the poor dog.
That was kind of funny.
No, it
I hate to
wasn't.
admit that I laughed at that part.
That was terrible. He's
It was
tormenting the
funny.
poor chihuahua, having him up on the ceiling and doing God knows what to him. It wasn't cool.
Maybe I was thinking it was your dog.
Trying to think what else. I kind of skipped a couple things, but it doesn't really pertain to the.
Yeah, we're almost done. Get to the end. Get to the good
Well,
part.
here in the middle of all, whenever they went to Oscar's place, they found this phone number for this person named Allie, I guess, that Oscar talked to. So his friends call this Allie trying to figure out what's going on. And she says about, well, tries to explain what's going on with Jesse and says, the ultimate thing is for him to get to this meeting place, for this ritual to take place or something.
Or something.
So
Whatever.
then, Jesse's getting weirder and weirder. Grandma tries to do a cleansing ritual and it doesn't go according to plan.
I like how grandmas know how to do that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Hector, that's his friend's name.
Hector. Wordsworth and Mungo.
So, I guess they did it the night before. Well, they're going to do it the next day. We'll hear Grandma goes out looking for something and Jesse disappears. We'll hear Jesse push Grandma down the steps. So
Sounds like you're beginning with a joke.
Jesse's not cool. Tortures dogs and tortures Grandma. Not cool, dude. So eventually there are these people that are coming after Jesse. So then they're trying to get help. Eventually they crash into the car that Hector and this other girl and Jesse are in. They take Jesse and take off. They go, so they're at the point, they're like, okay, since the end of this ritual's at this house, we need to get there. So they go to Oscar's brother to get him and his one friend as backup. So they get to the house, they're unable to find a way in, and all of a sudden these random women start coming out of everywhere and start attacking them. Jesse's trying to trick them. All of a sudden then Chrissy's coming down the stairs like from the first one, yelling for Mika. And
is that the dark haired one?
Yeah.
With the big boobs?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that.
And then Hector runs into Jesse. Jesse kills him. And then you hear Mika getting stabbed by Chrissy, I guess. And that's it.
It's over?
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, really, it's just kind of like.
I like the ending.
It's like the timeline.
Does that mean it's over? Yeah, what is the timeline?
I don't know. The timeline makes no sense. So, like I said, it was mainly just for the hell of it. Because I hadn't seen it. And I will probably never watch it again. Just because I can't. I just can't.
You wanted to watch it. I didn't.
Well, we weren't doing anything that night, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I hadn't seen this one." So
I thought we were having some booze.
I think we were drinking that night, so maybe that's the other reason. That's about the only way to tolerate this.
I was drinking Jack Daniels and eating pretzels. I think. Right?
I don't remember. I think we just couldn't find anything on. I downloaded Tubi, which has free movies on it.
Or not Tubi.
And, there's some commercial stuff and that on there as well.
Yeah, that sucks.
But, I mean, to see, like, this shit that I wouldn't pay to rent.
I guess.
It works. I'm not getting paid any promotion for that. I'm just letting you know that's where I watched it. Like I said, I want to watch the first 4 again just because I'm trying to figure out a timeline.
I'm not going to do this.
Wise. I don't know if I will or not. Don't know if I have the gumption.
Maybe somebody sends them to you.
Gumption to put myself through that
there you
torment.
Go. If somebody sends them to you, then we'll watch them.
No.
Okay. Wow.
Because I won't put it on my list. So anyways, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, bell icon so you know when I post new content. Share the page. I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribers and watchers, thank you. You guys are awesome. Appreciate all of you. Keep coming back to watch more. Check out K-Doll Games, Toys, and More. toy and game reviews over there,
Yep.
somewhat.
I guess.
Amazon wish list is posted. So if you want to hook us up with something, that'd be great. If not, no biggie. If there's something you want us to review, watch, review, whatever.
The other ones.
Leave a comment. I'll see about locating it. If I can't locate it and you're willing to get it.
Freddy got fingered.
That is it. I still got to do his challenge list.
Maybe watch one later.
I don't know. Anyways, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.